What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video, where we are focusing on the best Dark Elixir farming strategy for Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 10 for that matter. As ever, if you find this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Clash of Clans. Now, the attack strategy that we're talking about is the Queen Charge Miners. The reason this is so good for Dark Elixir, especially at these higher levels, is primarily it's an elixir based army. There is no Dark Elixir. I like to take a poison spell, which is what, 150 Dark Elixir. It is worth it, guys, in case anything like a balloon comes out of the clan castle. It could wreck your miners. This is the composition I use at Town Hall 11. You have to alter things at Town Hall 10, and clearly you won't have the Grand Warden, but I do like to farm right up in Titan League because you get that massive loot bonus. Check it out, 1800 Dark Elixir just for getting the win. So that is before any Dark Elixir you pull in, and it's a very strong army, guys. It's not like a Barch strategy. It is very strong. You can really push heavy into them bases and take them down, and it's very quick to train. Actually, the miners don't take too long. Let's dive into a couple of replays, then we'll do a live attack, try and show you exactly how this strategy works. If you can find a dead base like this one, beautiful, guys. So you want to start your king on one side with a couple of wizards. That's very important. Your king is going to create a funnel. He's going to tank the defenses. You need that high DPS behind him. A couple of wizards will maximize his efficiency like crazy, guys. Your queen is then going to be safe on the other side of the base with the healers. For this one, I decided to break in from the south in order to take out the enemy archer queen. Also got a bunch of splash damage there as well. Both bomb towers, a wizard tower, and obviously that's just a lot of value. If you're attacking a Town Hall 11, you'd have to make sure you can take into account the eagle artillery, because that will do a lot of damage onto your miners. From there, it's really just watching where your queen is going, and at this point, because all of the loot was around the outside of the base, it was not going to be an issue. The eagle artillery is dead, the inferno towers are dead. We do have other examples, guys. I just wanted to put this one in first because it shows how much loot you can make. Miners, sweep them in from one side of the base. Use your Grand Warden with the miners. That's the main punch of your attack. So you want to use the Grand Warden to have that ability. If an eagle artillery fire is coming down on them, use that ability. You might want to change it. If there is giant bombs, you might want to use that ability. Obviously, if you're using this at Town Hall 10, you will not have that chance. I like to take 3 heal spells for them miners, guys. Use it where the bulk of them are. Use it where they're going to need it. The queen, I take 2 rage spells. One of them you will probably need early on to push into the base. Whatever key objective you're taking down, enemy archer queen, lots of point defense, anything like that, you're going to need that rage spell. If I can save the second rage spell and use it on the miners, that might be more productive. If they're in the core of the base, they can take down inferno towers, a lot of defenses, anything like that. Use the rage spell on them if the queen is protected. This next raid will show you exactly how that is possible. So the attack down from that, let's go to this one. Look, guys, checking out this base, you can see that the queen, I'm going to push into the eagle artillery at the top here, and I am going to have to use the rage spells in order to help her. The single target Inferno, we want to push the miners towards that. So actually the replay I was thinking about in terms of saving the rage spell from the queen, we're going to play that next, guys. But getting into this one, obviously use the wall breakers to push the queen in towards this eagle artillery. The single target Inferno is even deeper than that, so actually I can push 2 layers in. Use that rage spell to help the wall breakers if you can, guys. You're going to need that rage spell early on. Queen is going to be taking a lot of fire, and you might as well utilize that alongside the wall breakers. So queen doing a nice job there. I then drop the king at the opposite side of the base. Now there's not a lot of point defense here. The king is able to tank for these point defense down the bottom here, whilst the wizards can sneak in and take that out. You can see the value of the wizards here. They just help boost that production. Obviously they can take out the defenses that the king cannot, and it helps to protect the king in itself. Had the queen have walked around to the north, I'd have purely swept the miners from the opposite side here, but luckily she walks around to the west, away from that single target inferno, which means it's beautiful to sweep the miners in a nice fashion. We've created a funnel at the north, they don't have to worry about going up there, so we've got this kind of narrower path, if you will, for the miners. That's perfect, because what it means is that your spells can be used right on top of the miners. If they spread out, guys, you're not getting the most efficiency out of them spells. So obviously as the miners come through here, and there's lots of them, we can put them heal spells on top, we can put the rage spell on top, whatever we need to use, and really help them out. Grand Warden, again, bring it along with the miners. If you haven't had any CC troops that you need to take out with the spells, the poison spell, you might want to use that on some skeleton traps. If there's a single target inferno in there or a lot of point defense shooting at their miners and they're trying to chip away and take down the skeletons, it will take them quite some time. A poison spell takes them out in no time, helps protect their miners, and as you can see, smashing this base again for the 3 stars. Let's show you one more replay, because this is a nice one in terms of where I chose the queen, where I wanted to deploy her, and it really shows how you can adapt this strategy. It's the same general strategy. Queen charge on one side, king and wizards on the other. Blast the miners through towards that Dark Elixir. At the end of the day, you don't need 100%. I'm showing you 100% replays. 70% is the target and the Town Hall, because the Town Hall is a storage, so that is going to count in terms of giving you Dark Elixir, and 70% is where you need to be in order to get 100% loot bonus. Here is the base then, guys. So at first, I looked at this and thought, check out all of the splash damage at the bottom here. That's going to be troublesome for the miners. I'll push the queen in towards here. I'll get the eagle artillery. But the more I looked at it, although there are 2 air defense down, there's 2 within range, and the air sweepers are going to be pushing them healers back. The queen is not going to get massive value. However, on the opposite side of the base, let's just start the replay and you can see, although there's quite a few point defense, the queen's never going to interact with more than around about 3 of them at any one point. The only thing is the CC, which again, I have them rage spells for. The queen is not going to be in any issue here. She's going to be able to take out this entire top side of the base. So although you think to yourself, we're not getting any key objectives in terms of taking the archer queen or taking the eagle artillery. I mean, the archer queen's not even there, granted. But when I first looked at this base, you immediately think to take out them key objectives. But if she can get that much value from the opposite side of the base, I'd be silly not to. So I then pushed the king and wizards from the bottom here, made sure to break in so that the king could get inside and at least take down some of these splash defenses. I was quite certain I wasn't going to get the eagle artillery, but again, you can rage to that. I shouldn't have to use many rage spells with the queen at the north because there's not anything there. She's not going to hit that many point defense together. As soon as that funnel is made, guys, get your miners in. Bring them in. If you can get these single target infernos down, it will definitely help your king and queen. If you can keep them alive as long as possible, you obviously want to do that. So I decide to use a rage spell to push the miners to that, try and protect the troops that I have, push them to the eagle artillery. Obviously, I have the heal spell there as well. And as you can see, we haven't even used the second rage spell. So the miners coming forward, using the heal spells right across this area where there's the single inferno, the Teslas, expos, quite a bit of point defense. I then use the rage spell to try and get the miners to these splash damage defenses, to these other defenses quicker, because if I can take them down, then I'm protecting my queen in itself. I could have used the rage spell up the top there, but obviously the queen, I got her ability, I've got the healers, it worked out fine taking them defenses quicker. But guys, you do want to try and protect your heroes. It depends how often you're raiding. The good thing about this attack strategy is the miners cook relatively quickly. It's a strong army, so even if you say attack every hour, your heroes will be up. That's a lot of raiding. You can take a lot. For example, if you take 4,000 to 5,000 Dark Elixir, that's only 2,000 per raid alongside your loot bonus within an attack. If you do that a number of times throughout the day, you will get enough Dark Elixir to upgrade your queen by the end of the week. The thing is, obviously, the higher up the leagues you farming, the more opponent you're going to come across. So let's try and find a base here to hit live for you guys, but I'll summarize the attack strategy as we are waiting, because that's the other disadvantage, guys. You've got to take all of these into account when you're deciding which league you want to farm in. I'm giving you the strategy. To be honest, you will find Dark Elixir across any league. Even when I hunted down in Crystal League, it was beautiful. What you need to do though is think, how long is it going to take me to find a raid? If you're clouding and you're sitting in the clouds longer, that's going to affect things. 3,000 Dark Elixir for this one. What could we do though? I mean, it's a bit more of an upgraded base. We have to think about, can we actually get in to get that Dark Elixir? I don't like the odds of coming in at the bottom here with the Queen. There's a little bit more tricky areas. I think what we need to do though, guys, is try and show you a higher level base as such. So this is a, you know, it's not a max Town Hall 11, but it is not far off, guys. So we will give this a try. Again, what I was explaining is you're going to have to alter the leagues based on what you're trying to do. So I'm going to let the Queen do a little bit of work here. That is very unfortunate, very well placed in terms of this player. Let's get a rage spell in to try and protect the Queen, but we're going to have to press that ability. Queen and healers are taking a battering down at the bottom here. This is awful. I'm almost debating bringing in the Eagle Artillery just to get the Grand Warden to get a little bit more, which I've decided to do just so the Queen could get a little bit more. I was hoping she was going to push forward and get them exposed though, so not fantastic. Let's get another rage spell in, then let's bring the King over here. So we've used the ability already. Let's get a wizard over there, then let's get these miners in here. Let's try and push them right towards the center here. We still have 3 heal spells. Going to use one early on because there's 2 wizard towers here and a big gap. I'm thinking that there might be a giant bomb in this area. Turns out there is not, guys, but here we go. As they come forward, really going to start using the heal spells in this area because it's going to help them through these high HP storages, which is what we need. We're going to get the win, and basically we want that Dark Elixir storage. It's not looking good though. They are struggling a little bit. We've got the 50%. There's plenty in there, but they are going to start going down relatively quick. I think they're all getting trapped on this King. Not great that we didn't have such a good Queen walk. Miners here are safe from the Eagle Artillery. They're right in the center, and we haven't exactly showed you a good example with the live attack. However, we did show you some good examples with the replays. I hope... Oh, come on, let's get some of that Dark Elixir. Come on, they're gonna all go down right at the end. Right at the end. That is awful. They're gonna... Oh, they even go the wrong way. So, thank you for displaying such a terrible input. We still got enough to cover the army, guys. So, actually... let's just put this into perspective. If you're purely farming Dark Elixir, which I am... I still made a profit there of 1,500, and it was a terrible attack. Had that have gone better, obviously I'd got more, so hopefully you guys can see exactly why, even if you fail, which you're going to fail, guys. Everyone fails. I use this attack all of the time, and I just failed. But make sure you're picking the strength of base correctly. If you're not confident about a base, I wasn't confident about that. I just did it for the video. But if you are not confident, just skip it. Find a different one. I hope that helps you though, guys. Make sure to leave a like if it has. Let me know any of your tips. Share your strategy down in the comment section. And until next time, peace out, guys.